Here because the moment that I was waiting for and the moment that I guess you guys are also waiting for is to meet the real inspiration behind my character Nana Malhotra. Brad, who has helped us, especially me and also my entire team. So it's a very, very special day for all of us. And I'd also like to invite my director Sidharth Malhotra to come and speak a few words and take us through the journey that he shared with Brad and with the film.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everybody. So Brad and me connected just after We Are Family in 2012. Since then, my uncle told me about a book that was front of the class, which Brad had written, how tourettes syndrome made me the teacher I never had. And since then, we got in touch with Hallmark, we bought the rights of the book, we've been in touch for 5 years now. I've gone through his journey, his ups and downs. He's been very, very supportive for us to tell his story. And his story is a story of hope, because he calls tourettes his constant companion, his best friend. And generally, whenever we have a negative aspect in our life, we shun away from it. But here's a man who had a syndrome which was not curable, and he made it his best friend. He made his Hichki his best friend and learned to deal with it. And today he is an inspirational teacher, a very, very successful person in his own right. So without much ado, I'd like all of you all to meet Brad right now. Let us have him.
Yeah.
Hey Brad!
Hi. We can't hear him. Yeah, but can we hear him? Hello, Brad. So that we'll have to look here.
Hey Brad!
Brad?
Can we hear him?
Yeah, we can't hear him. Okay, they're doing something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Ah, perfect.
How are you, Brad? We have the entire media here who are very excited to meet you because I've been chewing their brains for the last 1 month about Tourette's. There has been a lot of awareness regarding Tourette's. For the last one and a half months that I've been speaking about the film, and of course from the time the trailer has come out, we've been talking about Tourette's. So you'll be happy that there have been a lot of people in India now who know about Tourette syndrome. So would you like to?
Yes, well, I'm very excited.
Yeah, so you can take the stage now and just talk to them, Brad. Whatever your
feelings
yeah,
are.
whatever your feelings are.
Well, I'm really honored that you all decided to do a movie about my life. I had a chance to see the trailer, and it looks like Rani gave it her all. You could tell that there's a lot of passion in this movie, and I think that really represents my life. I try to live life every single day. I try to live life like everyone else, and just to try to go out there and have fun. Ultimately, I had a dream that I wanted to become a teacher, and I followed that dream despite having a medical condition called Tourette syndrome. So to see that my story has been turned into a movie that millions of people across all of India are going to watch, it really means a lot to me that I'm able to continue to share my message of hope. That just because people are different, just because someone may have a disability or a challenge or a weakness in life, that I'm a role model for so many people to show them that they can overcome that and go out there and follow their dreams.
Fantastic. Guys, you would like to ask a question to Brad? Please, the floor is open for you guys. You want the mic? Okay, just share one mic. Yeah, Brad, we are going to ask the media now to take questions for you. Yeah? Okay, great. So could you just stand up and ask a question?
Yeah. My name is Arundhati. I'm from Indo-Asian News Service. And my question is, sir, you're living with this syndrome, right? And you made it your strength. So I want to know how this syndrome actually kind of impacted your life and therefore you wrote a book about it.
Well, growing up with Tourette's syndrome was really difficult. I first started with these tics when I was around 10 years old, and I immediately knew that I was different. But my mom never allowed me to feel that way. She said, you're going to have a positive attitude, we're going to figure this out, and we're going to go out there and educate people. So growing up with Tourette's syndrome was never easy. I was the outcast. I was often the kid in the corner that other students didn't want to be around, and the teachers didn't want to deal with me. And growing up, I just knew that school could be different, that life could be different, and I wanted to go out there and make a difference in the life of other kids. So from an early age, I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. So I went out there and followed my dream to become a teacher, and then once I grew up and I experienced being a teacher for a while, I knew that I needed to share my story. I knew that my story was one that people with disabilities, if they had Tourette's syndrome or any other challenge in life, that they needed to see that they could overcome their challenge. And so that's why I decided to write the book in front of the class, how Tourette's syndrome gave me the teacher that I never had. Because I didn't have a teacher that really believed in me. When I look back to think about, which one of my teachers inspired me to be the teacher I am today, unfortunately, I really don't have one that I can look at and say, well, it was that teacher that made a difference in my life. So I decided that I was going to overcome my challenge and go out there and be that teacher that I never had. That teacher that would focus on kids' strengths, not their weaknesses. I wanted to be that teacher that would give kids pats on the back for doing good things. And ultimately, I wanted to be that teacher that would tell those kids that I will be there for you. When no other teacher wants to be there for you, I'm going to be that teacher that will be there for you, that will believe in you, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like for a teacher not to believe in their students, and I refuse to let that happen in my classroom.
Hi, Brad. Brad, can you hear me?
No, who's the
I can, absolutely.
You have to stand up, please. Please stand up. No, stand up, say your question and then sit down.
Hi, Brad. My question is, what do you think makes you a great teacher?
I think that I've had the opportunity to experience life in the classroom from a negative perspective, and I decided that I was going to take those negative thoughts and feelings and experiences and turn them into positive ones. I feel like I'm the teacher that is able to help kids who have challenges. I've walked the walk so I can talk the talk. And I want them to see me as a role model, that if I can overcome challenges, then they can do it too. If it means that they're not a good reader, I can show them that they can be a good reader. Don't let your challenge stand in your way. Don't let it define who you are. I never let Tourette's syndrome define who I was, so I don't want it to define who they are. But I feel like I have a sense of empathy, patience. I try to be that teacher that can go in there and really engage students to be the best that they can be. Because I think that that's what every kid wants. They want to go to school, they want to learn, they want to have a good time, they want to look up to their teacher, and that didn't really happen for me. So I try to turn all those negative things into positive things. But I think that the ultimate thing is that I like to build relationships with my kids. I think when teachers build relationships with their kids, then the kids start to trust them. And so at a very, very early point in my career, I told my kids I'm open and I'm honest about living with this medical condition. And if at any time anybody wants to ask me a question, then feel free to do so. And I felt like they just wanted to know why I was making all these noises. And then once I told them what I was doing, they were fine with it. So I feel like my strengths of being a teacher come from my experiences with growing up with Tourette's syndrome in the classroom as a student.
And any school time memory you can remember while teaching?
So, unfortunately, a lot of my memories lot of my memories from school were negative. Like I remember in 5th grade, my teacher made me get up in front of the class and apologize to everyone for all the noises that I was making. So I got up on my seat, I walked to the front of the class, I said, I'm sorry. And she said, you get back up there and tell those students that you're not going to do it again. I said, I'm not going to do it again. And when I sat down, I started making those noises. So for me, school was difficult. I don't remember book reports. I don't remember the science projects in 5th grade, but I do remember my first speech. And I guess the one major memory that I have that really impacted my life the most was in middle school. My principal asked me if I wanted to educate everyone about Tourette's syndrome. And so the two of us got up in front of all the students at our middle school and we educated them about Tourette's syndrome. And when I sat down, everyone gave me a standing ovation. They started to clap for me. And I realized as I sit down that they just wanted to know. They just want to know why I had Tourette's and what was going on. And really from that moment, for the rest of my life, it impacted me. And as I look back, that was a pivotal point in my life because I realized what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I want to be a teacher. I want to be that teacher that can make a difference in the lives of kids. So, school was really difficult for me. But when I look back and compare what it was like in 5th grade and how I had no friends, nobody believed in me, not even the teachers. And then when I moved up to middle school and kids were picking on me and bullying me around, and then ultimately to that day where my principal got up in front of all the students and we educated them about Tourette's syndrome, my life changed. And really ever since that point, my life got better and I've been able to enjoy school and academics in a positive way like every other student should.
Hello, Brad. My name is Priyanka. Congratulations on your book, this wonderful movie, and you had a brilliant actress perform your role. So congratulations on that. What I definitely want to ask you, growing up, I sort of empathize with you because I used to have these blank out spells, and just like your teacher when you stand up, I had a similar incident in class, where because I would blank out, the teacher would say, oh, what's wrong with her, sort of thing, right? So what is it that you would say to your, say about your experience to parents with kids who have these probably handicaps or shortcomings or whatever you want to call them, because I think it's so important once parents understand it, they sort of address it and it helps children move forward. What would you say to parents about it?
Yeah, it's a great question. For me, I think it's important that parents embrace their kids' challenges and they're educated about them and they help the kids out as much as possible. A parent needs to be their child's strongest advocate and they have to be there to support them through the good times and the more challenging times. And so I think parents lead the way. When a parent has a positive attitude and shows that kid that we can persevere through it, then the kid is going to follow suit. But if the parent, is always having a negative attitude and doesn't want to deal with the situation, then the kid's going to do the same thing. So I think it's important for parents to always remember that they are the role model. And their kids are going to follow the way that they handle things. So if there's a parent who's embarrassed about their kid and the things that they're doing, then the child's going to see that. And I think it's going to be really difficult for that child. So I think as a parent, you want to be proud of your kid. You need to get your kid as involved in different activities in school and out of school as possible. And I think you just have to embrace that challenge and help educate the child, yourself, and others around you, and come up with strategies to help make your life successful.
Yes, please. Next.
Hi, Brad. Hi, good to see you.
The voice is gone.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Hi. So your story is an inspiration to many. So I want to know that what's your advice to the teachers who are working with the students having Tourette problems and other disorders?
Yeah, another great question. I think that teachers need to build relationships with their kids and get to know them and trust your kids and just listen to them. I think there were so many times in my life that my teachers didn't listen to me, and I had a voice, but they didn't hear what I was trying to say. I think the good teachers are the ones that are out there and listen to their students, and then they adapt their teaching to help those students step up and maybe learn in a different way than the other students. You know, there's nothing easy about teaching today, but I think that those teachers that are up for the challenge, they bring that passion to the classroom, they get to know their kids, and they figure out the best way that each one of their kids need to learn. And we have to remember, every single child learns differently. So it's important to try to figure out what's best for each kid, do what's best for the class, and then move forward. So I think that those teachers that are ready for the challenge, they go out there, they bring that passion to their classroom every single day. They allow each of their kids to shine in their own individual way. And then I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Somebody had something against me.
No.
Seventh time I've.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Sidharth. I'm India correspondent for Paris-based filmfestivals.com. Brad, family is something you're born in, and school is mandatory and expected to be a part of your life. But I'd be very keen to find out, where was it that you found true friendship, and what kind of friends you had, and whether they were of very great help or no help at all in your growing up process and making you more confident about your own life ahead.
Another excellent question. You know, I didn't have genuine friends growing up because they didn't take a second to get to know who I was. But once they did, things changed. Again, my life changed when I was in middle school, around the age of 13. Because I kind of let the cat out of the bag and we educated everybody what was going on. In my whole life, I thought it was my problem that they weren't friends with me, but I quickly realized once I educated people, now the ball's in their court. And if someone chose not to be friends with me because of my medical condition, then I was okay with that. But what ultimately happened was people wanted to get to know me. I started getting involved in different organizations. I got involved with the youth camp. And people got to know me for who I was on the inside and not so much what I was all about on the outside. So I started to make friends, and people, saw that I had leadership qualities, and they saw that I could work well with kids, and they saw that I could be a good friend, and they saw that they could trust me. And so I started to gain genuine friends. And what happened was it started out small. It started out where I kind of borrowed my brother's friends. My brother would bring friends over, and I pretended like they were my friends. But then I started to get my own friends, and I started to hang out with people, and they just embraced me. And it started off small, and it just kind of snowballed after that. And now I feel like I have lots of friends, and they know that I have Tourette's, but it really isn't what defines me today. So finding friends was really difficult, and it was hard in elementary school and middle school. But I think after we educated people, it was a
Hi there, my name is Shweta. My question is an extension of what Sir asked. It must have been difficult to find a date in school, or was it not? And does this syndrome for general awareness, does this affect your libido or your sex drive? If you don't mind answering that, you don't have to.
Well, first of all, to talk about dating. I mean, I didn't have friends at first, so obviously obviously dating was really difficult. But then once people got to know the Tourette's, it wasn't an issue anymore. But then, yeah, as I got older, in high school, you just kind of hang out with the other, you do it in groups, you're hanging out with other people. But as I got older, in college and beyond, I had what was called second date syndrome. I could always get the first date, I just couldn't get the second date. But then people got to know me for who I was, and there was this thing that I learned about, it's called internet dating. I can put this beautiful profile of myself up on the computer screen, and other ladies can decide if they like what they see or not. And so I started doing some internet dating with other people in my area, and I found someone. And I'm honored that, I've been married for 12 years now. I found someone that believed in me, looked past my Tourette's and saw that there was more to me than just that. I actually have 2 kids right now. I have 2 boys. One's 5 years old and one's 7 years old. And everything's been great. So dating was really difficult because, ladies, think about it. Bringing me home to your parents, it was very different. But I think people, just eventually got to know me and saw that it wasn't a big deal, and I eventually went on some dates where it worked out. So yeah, so I've been married for 12 years and all's great. As of the other stuff, I'll stay away from that. Thank you.
Guys, could I just have one request? Your phones, if they can go on silent, because it's been ringing and going on, so just, that's the interaction.
Hi, Brad. My name is Seema. Rani is a huge star, a brilliant actress of our country. Are you familiar with her work? Have you seen any of her films? Are you aware of her work in India?
So as soon as I learned that the movie was going to be made, I tried to learn as much as I could about the person that was going to play me. And I will be honest, I was a little shocked at first because, I was expecting it to be a guy. And then when I was introduced to this wonderful lady, I thought, wow, this is amazing. I figured my friends would give me a hard time about it back here in the States, but I'll get over that. But as soon as I learned about Rani and I learned about some of the work that she did, I realized that she really is an amazing actress. I had a chance to watch one of the movies that she was in where she was portraying another person that had some challenges in life and disabilities. And what I quickly realized is that she brought this passion to the film that is really important, that you really have embraced the challenges that the real person was dealing with. And so when I saw that she did this for this other film, I knew that it wouldn't be an issue for her to portray me as a guy with Tourette syndrome in the movie Hichki. And seeing the trailer, I think she's done a wonderful job. I'm really proud of the work that she's done, and I think that it's really a win-win.
So sweet. And on that note, Brad, will you sing Oi Hichki song for us? So I'm going to take you through it. Okay, I'm going to take you through it, okay? So it goes like,
Listen.
Oi Hichki, Oi Hichki, Oi Hichki, Oi Hichki.
Oh, Hichki, oh, Hichki, oh, Hichki, oh, Hichki.
Fabulous. Okay, so who else is there? Yeah. Next question.
Hello sir, Rachita here. Sir, did you like the trailer and are you planning to watch the film?
So I love the trailer. I thought it was really nice. I thought the actors and actresses that are in it gave it all. It looks like a really great film. I think a lot of people are going to love what they see. And I have not seen the movie yet. We have a little Hichki going on right now because I'm in the States and you all are in India. The movie hasn't been released yet. So I cannot wait to watch the movie and see the great work that's been done.
We can't wait for you to see it though.
Thank you.
Especially me, Brad. I'm really looking forward to what you think about how I've portrayed you. So I'm going to really look forward to the day you're going to watch the film. We're going to organize that soon.
And I think it'll be great. It'll be really fun. But I mean, just right off the bat, just watching how you do things. I mean, the movie and as a whole looks like it's great. as you can imagine, I was keyed in on how you did my tics and how you really portrayed me, and we worked hard on that, and I think that you really took that to a whole new level. And I mean, I was watching and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, she's only been doing these tics for about a year, and I've been doing these tics for 44 years, or actually 30 years, and you're already doing my tics better than I do. So I'm impressed.
So sweet, so sweet. Thank you.
We take the last question.
Hi, Brad. Let me first tell you, you are a huge inspiration to all of us sitting here in this room.
Thank you.
Also, my question is, now that you've learned so much about Rani, so much about, you've watched her film, like you just said, any plans, or do we see him, his cameo in the film?
No, actually that was not possible, but there is still space for Hichki too. Yeah, because in our country we have a lot of sequels, so we might just come up with Hichki 2 to just introduce you, and probably there could be a love story. You see?
Yeah, between you and Rani now.
Yeah, you see, that's all a possibility.
I can't wait to see who plays my wife.
Is there anybody else taking a question? Yeah, but please can we all give a huge round of applause for Brad, please? I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being an inspiration for me personally. I think it's been a huge journey for me as a person and as an actor to have known about your life and to have gone through this entire journey of Hichki. So I'm truly, truly honored to be playing you in the film. And I really, truly hope that in my country there is more awareness towards Tourette's, because I think it's high time and it's time that we all get educated about Tourette's in our country, because it's been quite a challenge for me these last 1.5, 2 months where I've been trying to promote the film and market the film and answer questions regarding Tourette's, because people really are not aware of this, and I'm so happy that through Hichki, and thanks Sidharth for bringing this film to us, the story to us, and I'm so glad that we guys are all here meeting Brad together, and now you guys know from where I'm coming from, because I've been trying to explain Tourette's for so long, and I'm so glad you got to meet my inspiration for the role, and I guess you guys are going to enjoy seeing the film now on 23rd with a different perspective. Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah, Brad.
I was just going to say, I'm really excited to watch not only how it makes a difference in the communities who have kids and adults who have Tourette syndrome, but also just people who have challenges and weaknesses in life. I mean, it's a great reminder that we can overcome our challenges with the right people and the right support people in place, and it's a great way just to show people that we can make a difference. So thank you for helping to share my story. I'm honored. Cheers.
Cheers. We just do a picture now, Brad, yeah? So you be where you are, and me and Sidharth are going to try and come and stand beside you, as close to you as we can get.
Okay.